Have you ever felt like no matter how much you try, life keeps repeating itself? Same struggles, same problems, same loop, as if you're trapped inside an invisible cage? What if I told you it's not your fault, but rather 7 hidden quantum blocks that keep you locked in the same timeline of your life? And unless you break them, you'll keep experiencing the same reality again, and again, and again. But the moment you recognize them, even just one of them, your entire reality begins to shift. Quantum physics has revealed something shocking. Reality isn't fixed. It's not a rigid wall you're forced to live behind. Instead, reality behaves like a field of infinite possibilities. Endless versions of your life, all existing at once, waiting for you to collapse them into experience. But here's the catch. Most people unknowingly keep collapsing the same version over and over, like choosing the same channel every single day when you have thousands of options available. Why? Because of what I call the 7 quantum blocks. These blocks operate beneath your awareness, inside your subconscious beliefs, your emotions, your energy field. They act like gravity, pulling you back into the same life patterns. And today, I'm going to reveal them one by one, starting with the first. The very first quantum block, the most common, the most invisible, is fear of change. On the surface, it seems harmless. We all resist change a little, right? But in the quantum world, fear of change is far more than hesitation. It's the exact frequency that collapses reality back into the same old version of your life. Think of it this way. Reality exists as waves of possibility. Your observation, your attention, collapses one of those waves into form. If your attention is fueled by fear, you collapse the same reality, because fear doesn't explore new probability waves. Fear clings to the old. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a vast ocean of possibilities. Every wave in the ocean represents a different future you could live. But instead of stepping into the water, you keep walking back to the same familiar little puddle on the shore, because the ocean feels uncertain. That's what fear of change does. It convinces you that staying in the puddle is safer than diving into the ocean of your potential. And in that choice, reality obliges. The quantum field mirrors your decision. The puddle repeats. The loop continues. Here's the truth. The quantum field doesn't reward safety. It responds to courage. Every time you choose courage over fear, you send a new signal into the field. And that signal allows you to collapse a new reality, one that didn't exist for you before. The first step to breaking this block? Notice where fear of change silently runs your life. Ask yourself, do I avoid opportunities because they feel too different? Do I hold on to old patterns because they feel safe? Do I secretly reject change, even when I say I want transformation? The moment you become aware of this block, the lock begins to loosen. But fear of change is just the first. The next block is even more dangerous, because it hides in your very beliefs about who you are. The second block that silently traps you is your belief system. We rarely realize this, but the beliefs we carry are not just ideas, they are energetic codes. Every belief is like a command you give to the quantum field, and the universe, without judgment, simply reflects it back to you. If you deeply believe life is hard, the field presents you with hard situations. If you believe, I never get lucky, the field aligns you with missed opportunities. If you believe I am not worthy, the field mirrors back relationships, finances, and experiences that confirm that sense of unworthiness. Quantum physics calls this the observer effect. Your inner lens, the way you look at the world, directly shapes what materializes. And beliefs are the strongest lenses of all. The danger of old beliefs is that most of them are not even yours. They were installed in childhood, absorbed from parents, society, religion, media, They became invisible walls around your reality. You think you're free, but you're only walking inside a mental cage. To break this block, you must first see the cage. Ask yourself, what do I believe about myself, about money, about love, about possibility? Are these beliefs expanding me or trapping me? The moment you question a belief, it begins to lose power. And once it loses power, a new timeline opens. The third block is subtle but deadly. Staying trapped in low vibrational emotions. Fear, guilt, shame, regret, anger, resentment. These emotions are not bad in themselves. They are part of the human spectrum. But when you live inside them, when they become your home, they keep you locked in the lowest frequencies of reality. Think of emotions like radio stations. Joy, gratitude, love, these are high-frequency stations. Fear and shame are low-frequency stations. The problem is, the quantum field responds to whatever frequency you are tuned into. If you keep your inner dial set on fear or guilt, you keep receiving the same signal. More fear, more guilt, more situations that match them. This is why some people feel like they can never escape a cycle. They are unknowingly broadcasting the same emotional frequency, and reality has no choice but to echo it back. The solution is not to suppress emotions, but to move through them, to let yourself feel them fully, then release them. Because the moment you shift your emotional frequency, you shift the channel of reality you are experiencing. One shift into gratitude can unlock doors that years of effort could not. One shift into courage can realign your entire path. The truth is, emotions are not just feelings. They are your vibrational signature. Change your emotions, and you literally change your world. One of the most invisible traps in the quantum field is the attachment to who you think you are. From the moment you are born, your mind begins weaving a story. I am this kind of person. I like these things. I don't like those things. I am capable of this, but not that. This is just who I am. Feels harmless. Feels like personality. But in truth, it is a prison. Quantum physics shows us that the self is not fixed. It is fluid like a wave. You are not one identity, but infinite potential identities, all waiting to be chosen in each moment. But when you cling to a fixed identity, I am shy, I am unlucky, I am bad with money, I am not creative, you collapse into that identity over and over. This is why so many people feel trapped. They are not trapped by the world. They are trapped by the story of themselves that they refuse to let go of. Breaking this block requires the courage to ask, what if I am not who I think I am? What if my entire self-image is just a past version, and I can choose a new one? The moment you release attachment to identity, the quantum field offers you a new canvas. And on that canvas, you can paint a version of yourself you have never lived before. The fifth block is perhaps the most dangerous because it hides in plain sight. It is simply this, forgetting that you are the observer. Quantum experiments have proven again and again that reality changes based on observation. The famous double-slit experiment showed that particles behave like solid objects when observed, but like waves of possibility when not. This means your awareness is not passive. It is active, shaping the universe. But most people live as if they are powerless. They ignore the power of their own observation. They assume life is happening to them, not realizing life is responding to them. When you ignore your observer power, you slip into victim mode. You let circumstances dictate your inner world. And by doing so, you collapse the same timelines, the same patterns, the same struggles. To break this block, you must reclaim your observer seat. This doesn't mean controlling everything. It means recognizing that how you look at reality directly shapes how reality shows up. When you observe with fear, you collapse fearful timelines. When you observe with possibility, you collapse expansive timelines. When you observe with gratitude, you collapse abundant timelines. The observer is not outside you. It is you. And the more consciously you observe, the more consciously you create. Imagine a river. At first glance, it looks still. The surface appears calm, smooth, unmoving. But the truth is, beneath that glassy surface, millions of molecules are racing, colliding, vibrating. What looks like stillness is actually motion. What looks stable is really chaos in balance. This is exactly how most people live their lives. They think, my life is stable, it's fixed, it's not changing. But this stability is only an illusion, a trick of perception. Just like the river, the molecules of your life are in constant flux. Relationships shifting, thoughts vibrating, possibilities colliding. The quantum truth is that nothing is ever truly stable. Reality itself is a dance of probabilities. Even the chair you're sitting on, the phone in your hand, is made of atoms that are 99.9999% empty space, vibrating, shifting, alive with possibility. But when your mind clings to the illusion of stability, you lock yourself in a cage. You start saying things like, this is just how I am. My situation will never change. People like me don't get opportunities like that. That is the first quantum block. Not reality itself, but your belief that reality is fixed. When you buy into this illusion, you stop experimenting, stop reaching, stop trying new frequencies. You settle into a pattern, and the pattern becomes your prison. But remember, the prison is not real. The walls don't exist. They're made of thought. The moment you realize this, the moment you dare to question the stable picture of your life, you create cracks in the illusion. And through those cracks, new light can enter. Block 2. The observer trap, expanded. There's a famous quantum experiment, the double slit experiment. When light passes through two slits, it creates a wave pattern, as if the light is everywhere at once, a field of possibilities. But when someone observes the experiment, suddenly the pattern collapses into particles. Observation changes reality. Your life works the same way. Most people don't realize they're trapped in the observer trap. They keep observing their current life, their current struggles, their current failures, and by observing, they keep collapsing possibility into the same old pattern. You wake up and observe. My bank account is empty. My relationship is broken. My health is bad. And the act of observing keeps reinforcing the same storyline. Just like in the experiment, your observation collapses your future into one narrow result. But here's the secret. You are not only the observer. You are also the creator. Yes, your observation has power, but your imagination has more. When you imagine something new, when you feel into a possibility beyond your current reality, you send a different signal into the field. You stop being a passive observer, and you start becoming a co-creator with the universe. The trap is believing that observation is truth. The breakthrough is realizing that observation is just a habit. You can train yourself to observe differently, to notice not just what is, but what could be. And when you do, you collapse reality into a brand new shape. Block 3. The loop of thought, expanded. Picture a record player. The needle goes around and around, playing the same track over and over again. Unless you lift the needle, the song never changes. That's your mind. Your thoughts are grooves carved deep into the record of your brain. Every day the same track plays. I'm not enough. Things never work out for me. I'll start tomorrow. And because thoughts create frequency, and frequency attracts reality, you keep living the same life track again and again. This is the loop of thought. It's not that life is against you. It's that your own thinking keeps replaying the same song. But here's the wild truth. The record player is sitting in a quantum field of infinite records. There are billions of tracks available to you. Songs of abundance, love, creativity, freedom. Yet you keep replaying the same scratched disc. The loop feels safe, familiar, comfortable. But safety is not freedom. Comfort is not expansion. To break the loop, you must interrupt the thought track. You must catch yourself in the middle of the old song and say, "This is just one possibility, but I can choose another frequency." And when you do, it's like lifting the needle off one record and placing it on another. The music of your life changes. The rhythm shifts. Suddenly, you're not trapped. You're free to dance to a new song. Think about your smartphone. When you buy it new, the battery lasts all day. But as you keep installing unnecessary apps, leaving dozens of tabs open, and running programs in the background, the battery begins to drain. Even when you're not actively using it, your mind and body work the same way. Every negative thought, every unfinished worry, every hidden resentment is like an app running in the background of your consciousness. It drains your energy, silently, invisibly, until one day you wake up feeling exhausted even before your day begins. This is the energy drain. It's not that life is too heavy. It's not that you're too weak. It's that too many leaks are open. Most people don't realize that grudge you've been carrying for years, that's draining you. That argument you replay in your head again and again, that's draining you. That constant focus on what you don't have, that's draining you. And when your energy is drained, you can't lift your frequency high enough to tune into new realities. It's like trying to pick up a radio signal with a dead battery. No matter how much you turn the dial, you won't hear the music. The block isn't outside you. The block is the energy you leak away. The breakthrough comes when you start to close the leaks. Forgive not for them, but for you. Release not because the past was fair, but because the past is over. Redirect your focus to the present moment, where energy is always available. The field responds not to how tired you are, but to the frequency you hold. When you reclaim your energy, even small shifts create massive ripples. Every human being lives inside a story. We wake up, remember who we are, and step back into a narrative we've been telling ourselves for years. My name is this. I'm this kind of person. These are the things I'm capable of. These are the things I'm not. Feels real, solid, fixed. But here's the shocking truth. Your story is nothing more than a collection of repeated thoughts. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. Whatever story you repeat, your brain wires it in. Neurons that fire together wire together. The more you tell yourself, "I'm unlucky, I'm stuck, I'm powerless," the more your brain carves grooves of limitation, and the universe listens. Your frequency says, "This is my story, this is my identity," and the field responds, "Okay, here's more of that." That's why so many people feel trapped. Not in reality, but in the story cage. The way out is not to fight the story, but to rewrite it. Think of yourself as the author. You can keep writing the same chapter over and over. Or you can pick up the pen and begin a new one. What if you told a story where you are the breakthrough? Where you are the one who rises against all odds? Where your past does not define you, but refines you? The moment you shift the narrative, your frequency shifts. And when your frequency shifts, reality bends to meet the new storyline. Fear is ancient. It's built into your nervous system. Thousands of years ago, fear kept your ancestors alive. A rustle in the bushes might be a predator. A sudden noise might mean danger. Fear was a survival tool. But in the modern world, most fear is no longer about survival. It's about perception. It's about imagined futures. It's about what might happen, not what is happening. And here's the quantum truth. Fear is a frequency. When you vibrate in fear, you tune into a timeline that matches it. Fear closes doors. It narrows your vision. It makes you miss opportunities that were right in front of you. Think of fear as a fog. When you're inside it, you can't see the path ahead. Even if the road is clear, fear convinces you it's blocked. This is why so many people never step into the life they dream of. The dream exists, the opportunity exists, but fear convinces them it doesn't. The fear frequency is one of the strongest quantum blocks because it disguises itself as truth. You say, "I'm just being realistic," but what you call realistic is often just fear dressed up in logic. The breakthrough? Realize that fear is just energy. It's not the enemy. It's fuel. The same adrenaline that makes you tremble can also make you fly. The same energy that shuts you down can launch you forward. Fear doesn't disappear, but when you step toward it, it transforms. The fog clears, the frequency shifts, and suddenly, the life that looked impossible becomes inevitable. Comfort feels safe. It's predictable. It's warm. But what most people don't realize is that comfort is also a trap. Imagine sitting in a small room. First, it feels cozy. You know every corner, every sound, every object. But stay there too long and the walls begin to close in. You don't notice it at first, but slowly your world shrinks. That's the comfort zone. It doesn't announce itself as a prison. It whispers, "You're fine. Stay here. Don't risk anything. Don't grow." But here's the quantum truth. The field responds to expansion. The universe itself is expanding. Energy is expanding. Consciousness is expanding. If you try to stay the same, you're swimming against the current of existence. This is why people in comfort zones feel restless, bored, even depressed. It's not because life is bad. It's because life is begging them to expand, and they're refusing the call. The comfort zone illusion is dangerous because it looks like peace, but it's actually stagnation. And stagnation is death to the soul. The breakthrough is simple. You don't have to leap off a cliff. You don't have to destroy your whole life. You just need to take one step beyond comfort. That single step creates momentum. That momentum builds frequency. That frequency pulls in new opportunities, new realities, new versions of you. Life rewards the brave, not because bravery is easy, but because bravery aligns with the universe's expansion. The extended conclusion, your quantum choice. So here we are. We've uncovered the 7 quantum blocks that keep you trapped in the same life. The illusion of stability, the observer trap, the loop of thought, the energy drain, the story cage, the fear frequency, the comfort zone illusion. And now you see the truth. None of these blocks are real. They're not walls made of stone. They're shadows made of thought. The question is not, are these blocks controlling me? The question is, am I ready to step beyond them? Every timeline is alive in the field. The version of you who is free, powerful, abundant, joyful, they already exist. The only thing between you and them is the frequency you choose. Right now, in this exact breath, the field is listening. What signal will you send? Will you repeat the old loop, the old story, the old fear? Or will you dare to step into a higher frequency? The truth is simple. Your breakthrough isn't waiting in the future. It's happening the moment you choose. The blocks are illusions. The cage is unlocked. The path is open. And the universe is whispering, it's time. The 6th quantum block is hidden deeper than thoughts, deeper than emotions. It is your subconscious programming. Science has shown that by the age of 7, most of our subconscious mind is already programmed. These programs are built from what we see, hear, and experience in childhood. They run silently in the background, shaping over 90% of our daily choices, reactions, and behaviors. On the surface, you may say, I want abundance, I want love, I want freedom. But if your subconscious programming is running a script that says, I don't deserve it, money is dangerous, love is painful, then the quantum field receives that hidden command instead. This is why many people feel stuck, even when they consciously want change. It's like trying to drive a car while the brakes are pressed down. The subconscious is the language of repetition and emotion. Whatever is repeated with feeling, it accepts as truth. That is why affirmations without emotion don't work, and why trauma creates such strong repeating patterns. To break this block, you must reprogram the subconscious. This can be done through meditation, visualization, hypnosis, or emotional release work. Every time you install a new belief with feeling, the subconscious rewires itself. And once the subconscious shifts, reality follows, because now the hidden script that commands the field has changed. The seventh and final block is perhaps the one that keeps humanity most trapped. Resistance to the unknown. We say we want transformation. We say we want new realities. But deep down, most people are terrified of the unknown. The unknown feels like a void, a place with no map, no guarantee, no control. The mind craves certainty, and so it resists the very space where quantum breakthroughs happen. But here is the paradox. The known is just the past repeating itself. The unknown is the only place where new realities can be born. Every quantum leap requires stepping into uncertainty. It requires letting go of the old map and trusting the field. It requires choosing curiosity over fear. Those who resist the unknown remain locked in loops of the familiar. Those who embrace it become pioneers of new timelines. The truth is, the unknown is not empty. It is full of potential. It is the womb of creation itself. Each one is like a lock on the door of your reality. And together, they keep you repeating the same life over and over. But here's the secret. You don't need to break all 7 at once. The moment you break even one of them, the cycle begins to crack. Light enters the cage. A new frequency is released into the quantum field. And that single shift has the power to realign your entire destiny. The question is not whether the quantum field will respond, it always does. The question is, what signal are you sending? Which blocks are you still carrying? The next version of your life is already waiting. The only thing holding you back are the blocks you've just uncovered. Break one and reality will never be the same again. Take a deep breath, right here. Right now, feel this moment, because this moment is the doorway. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now, you've seen the 7 quantum blocks. You've felt how they've been shaping your life. The illusion of stability, the trap of observation, the endless thought loops, the draining leaks of energy, the cage of story, the weight of fear, the comfort zone that pretends to protect you but quietly shrinks you. But now you also know the truth. None of it was real. None of it was stronger than you. The walls were shadows. The chains were smoke. And here you are, standing at the edge of a new timeline. One step forward and everything shifts. One shift in frequency and the field rearranges. The life you've been waiting for isn't out there. It's right here, vibrating in the unseen, waiting for you to claim it. So I ask you, will you keep replaying the same loop? Or will you step into the unknown, where your greatest self is already waiting? This is not just a video you stumbled on. This is your signal, your wake-up call, your reminder that you are far more powerful than the story you've been living. The universe doesn't speak in words. It speaks in synchronicities, signs, nudges. And you're here in this exact moment because something greater has been calling you. So listen, trust it, step through the doorway, because this right here, right now, is the beginning of your breakthrough.